All right, everybody. Hello. I'm making another video being blunt, being honest, and telling you the God for honest truth because this is what you need to hear. This other crap that's going around, people spreading, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's not helping anybody with all these lies. So let's just get to it. All right. I'm getting a lot of people telling me that they like me being straightforward, so that's what you're getting from me. All right, a few minutes ago, I was scrolling through because I'm looking to see what's going on all over the world. And like I tell everybody, you can't just watch one thing that's going on. You have to watch everything. Because if you don't, you're going to miss something. And in order to understand where we're at in this great awakening here, you have to watch all of the military action all over the world. You have to watch the finances. You have to watch the banks. You have to watch the politicians. You have to watch what's going on with the farmers. You've got to watch about who's been arrested. Even if it's Bob down the street, it's going to be important. Watch all of this stuff. Because if you're not, you're missing something. So everything has to be looked at. And I'm probably one of the only people that jumps all over the place. I get on the political stuff. I'm on the spiritual stuff. I'm on everything. And that's just the way it's got to be. So as I'm looking for different things going on, there was this extremely long post on someone that I look at every now and then to see what they've got going on. And someone had written down everything that's going to happen here with NESARA. And yes, this stuff is correct. I'm not going to say it's not correct. But the way that people keep spreading this is it makes you think that you're going to go in, you're going to have 3 days of total darkness, and then when the power comes back up, you're going to do these 10 days of this reveal on your TV set, and then the next day you're going to get up and the prices are going to be 1955. You're going to look out your window, you're going to see flying cars and people riding unicorns. I don't know what the shit, all right? And it pisses me off. So let's go there. Let's talk about it. What is going to happen? And if you don't want to hear it, then you need to turn me off right now because some of you may not like what I'm going to say. And some of you are probably going to try to give me a high five. So there you go. High five back to you because we're going there. All right. Let's talk about just going through, I call them the 10 days of educational classes. So let's start there. All right. All this other stuff has probably already gone on. So people are already on pins and needles and a nervous wreck. Now you're getting ready to get pushed over the edge. And this is where you have to have that relationship with God Father, whom I call the energy source. You don't have a good relationship with them, you're shit out of luck. Because you're not going to be able to figure out what's going on. You're not going to have a place to feel the comfort and the love that you need. So if you haven't done that yet, I highly recommend introduce yourself. Talk to him because he's listening and he's waiting on you. All right. So you're going to start learning about everything that happened in history, how they destroyed our history, how they destroyed temples, how they did the mud floods, buried things, built things on top of stuff. You're going to learn about a lot of our religious holidays are on top of pagan holidays, which I learned about in elementary school at St. Thomas Elementary in Long Beach, Mississippi. All right? In the 4th or 5th grade, we talked a little bit about that. They don't talk about this stuff today. It's purposely forgotten. So a lot of these people, this is going to be the first time they heard this stuff, okay? They're going to learn about a lot of these people who they think is a woman, find out it's a man, and all of these women who have been criticized and picked on and belligerent, just been awful. Why can't you look like her? And her was always a man, all right? I've been told that. Jackie, why don't you have long, slender legs? Well, because I don't have long, slender legs. Well, she's beautiful. She's got long, look at those long arms. Well, women do not have long arms. Women's shoulders, if you look at my shoulders go down like this, right? Men's are like this. They're straight, okay? So you could put like a head here, and a head here. Women, you can't do that. So look at these women that have these beautiful long legs and these long, beautiful arms, and look at their shoulders. If the woman is like this, try to do my arms like this, this is what their shoulders look like, then we've got a problem. This is how women should look. See the difference? We do it again. See how the kind of shoulders are kind of squared? And the difference. All right. You see a woman that's kind of squared like that? you might want to take a step back and say, oh, hold on a second. There's some other things you want to look for. You want to look for the apple. Okay, see, I don't have one. Don't have an apple. Say, I don't have one. But you want to look to see if there's like a little bump sticking out. Maybe something like that. And if they got something like that, that's an apple. Square shoulders, apple. Then you kind of want to look and see the fingers. See how my fingers are? This finger here is not as tall as this one. Men's fingers sometimes are about up to here. They're a little bit taller. Okay? That's something else you want to look at. Okay? The fingers. And then, of course, the banana. All right. If you see a woman and she's kind of got this little thing, I'm just going to use my sage stick, okay? Something like that sticking maybe between their legs, or maybe the clothes is over and it's kind of got like a hump and it looks something like that. We'll call that a banana. All right? You're probably going to realize that that's not a woman, because we don't have that. Now, there are some women who wear pants too tight and look like they got like the, I hate to say it, but the camel toe. All right? That's okay, that's a woman. But you got a banana, that's not a woman. Okay? It's not a woman. Okay? So these are the things that you're going to know. But because our whole lives we've been shown these beautiful women, they have this gorgeous hair and these these beautiful faces and these long arms and these really long legs. Men have thought that that's what women are supposed to look like. So when they see a woman who's got some thick thighs and a big butt, especially after you've had children, this is going to happen to women. They're like, you're ugh. They want you to look like that, and it's not going to happen. Women are not going to look like that. That's not how we're going to look. I'm 55 years old. I've had 3 kids. I've had all cesarean sections, okay? I'm not going to look like that anymore. Not that I ever did in the first place, but I'm not going to look like that. I'm just not. Now, I may get back down to about 110 pounds. I'm about 15, almost 20 pounds overweight. Okay? My thighs are, my arms are kind of, But, I mean, all that's going to be taken care of, and I don't really care, all right? You're either going to like me for who I am or you don't. I don't give a shit, all right? I'm not here to be a beauty queen, all right? I'm just not. I don't care. I'm 55. I'm not trying to impress anybody anymore. I did that when I was 20, when I was, 100 pounds, okay? It was all about making sure my hair and makeup was done then. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. So, my legs are never going to be this big around all the way down. And I'm not going to have legs for miles. I've had so many men over my lifetime tell me, if you just had some really long legs, Jackie, you'd be awesome. Well, women don't have really long legs. Some do, but majority. You get what I'm saying? So when you get all these men, realize that all these models, all these singers, these beautiful women that they've always wanted their girlfriends to look like, when they find out it's a man, they're not going to be too happy, okay? So what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do, people? Okay? When people find out that their churches were participating in human trafficking or human harvesting or some ritual stuff, what do you think people are going to do? These are the types of things that are going to come out in these 10 days of 8 hours, 3 times a day. What do you think people are going to do? We've already had all this other stuff come out. They're going to already be at edge. All right? They're not going to like what they're going to hear. The ones that have done the research, the ones who go down that rabbit hole, the ones that at least listen, they may not want to believe, but they at least listen and they store it in the back of their mind. When it happens, that's going to come forward and they're going to be like, I never believed it was true. You're going to be shocked. But you're not going to have a heart attack. You're not going to have a stroke. You're not going to pass out. You're not going to go run and go get a flamethrower or something and burn your head off. I don't know. You're not going to do it. People who refuse to listen to this stuff, who are just adamant that they're right, you're wrong, you're crazy, you wear the tinfoil hat, they're not going to handle this. And I'm being blunt and I'm being honest, and you got to hear it. You're going to have a lot of suicides, people. You're going to have a lot of suicides. And you're not just going to have one person going in the bedroom and shooting themselves. They're probably going to go ahead and they're probably going to wipe out their whole family, their dogs, their cats, their Tweety bird. I don't know. These are the visions that I have had, and they're not pretty, and I'm tired of seeing them because they're disturbing. Okay? This is what you're going to have. When people find out what they've been eating at McDonald's, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to say, oh my God, I can't believe I ate that stuff? That's not how they're going to react. That's not how they're going to react. When they see the pictures, I wish I could show you. I really do. The pictures of children that are on a friggin' table with their head chopped off, with stuffing in their coochie toochie, on a table for Thanksgiving Day, and kids sitting there with a fork and a knife. What do you think people are going to do? Do you think they're going, oh my God, is that a human that they're getting ready to have for Thanksgiving? That's not how they're going to react. That's not. When they find out that Planned Parenthood was selling those dead fetuses to all kinds of different things that ended up in your soft drinks, that ended up in the stuff that you use to sweeten your food, or mixed in with your oatmeal, or whatever the hell, in your Mountain Dew, when they find out, when they really find out, because they're not going to be able to turn it off and make it go away. They're not. They're going to have to listen to it. They're not going to handle it. So what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to say, shit, wow, I can't believe we lived that way. Honey, come on, come in here, look at this stuff. You're not going to believe what we're looking at here. This is how we used to live. That's not how they're going to react. That's not. So you got to realize this. This is not how they're going to react. You're going to be sitting in your home and you're going to hear gunfire. Maybe you won't hear anything. Maybe the house will blow up. Maybe they'll just light their gas on fire. I don't know. But I am telling you, a majority of people are going to be so shocked that they can't handle the truth. They can't handle it. You may not be able to handle it, because of some of the stuff I just said you didn't hear about. You need to come to Telegram. You need to come to Telegram today. Let me show you these pictures. Oh, I've got worse pictures. I got worse pictures. Not only do I have pictures of children on a table that look like a damn turkey, I've got them where they're picking the skin off of dead fetuses, peeling up like they're picking chicken. I've got pictures of a man who has a fetus in a bowl and he's eating it like damn chicken, okay? I don't put those pictures on my Telegram channel, but I got them. I got them. So if you don't believe me, come to Telegram. Come to Telegram. Let me show you, because you're not going to believe it. You need to understand what you are really about to learn. You're not going to like it. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it. I don't like hearing it. When I started getting my visions on this stuff, many years ago, it seems like now, and I was telling people on Facebook, y'all, we're going to a spiritual war. We're fighting the devil. People were like, what the hell are you talking about, Jackie? And this is before Donald Trump was president. I was telling people this stuff. Nobody else was saying it. Nobody. I was seeing this crap. And then God would tell me what videos to look at. And then it was like boom, 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 boom. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'd sit there and I would cry. And I'm like, why am I seeing this, Lord? Why are you wanting me to see this stuff? And all I kept hearing is, because you're strong enough to handle it, you're going to cry and you're going to tell people, because you can handle it. My whole life has been nothing but shit, just about, okay? My husband that I was married to tried to kill me, shot a rifle at me, not once, not twice, like 5 times shot at me, and every bullet missed me. My son, who was in kindergarten, got the gun from my husband at the time because he threw it on the ground because it jammed up. He had enough sense to get the gun, to take the clip out, to get the last round that was in there, threw it outside while he was running to the neighbor's house to call for the police. Kindergarten. Okay, that's the shit I've been through. I don't like talking about it. That's what I've been through. Okay? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that my son had to go through that. I don't like that. I did leave him. I did. But I don't like it. So I've been through some shit. I'll tell you, I've been through some shit. Y'all don't even know what I've been through. And that's not even half the shit I went through in my childhood years. So God said everything that had happened to me was so I could be strong enough to handle what I needed to see to help you. So I've been through shit to help you. And that's fine. I do it again for you. I'm not complaining. But I'm just telling you. If I'm looking at it and I cry and I get depressed and I have to go take a nap, I don't know if everybody can do that the way I handle it, the way I store it. I'm not going to say that there's people who can't, but I'm going to say a majority of people are not going to be able to handle all this. And this is what you've got to understand. So when I tell you, when these people post this stuff and say it's going to be beautiful and the prices are going to be $19.55, and the answer is yes, they are, but not the next day, not the next week. It may take 6 years to 2 years to get where we're going to be. So when you see people posting this stuff, talking about, oh yeah, then you're going to have your Q phone and you're going to have access to your money. That's not the next day. That's not the next week. So let's talk about the vision I had after I saw all this other horrible stuff. All right, people, it's going to take about a day, but people are going to start to go outside. They're going to look around because they're not going to believe what they just saw. They're going to be shocked. They're probably going to be doing this. Probably not even be able to talk, okay? People that are snapping out of it, people, you're going to be going outside. You're going to be checking on your neighbors, okay? You're going to have people going around making sure people have got water and food, checking on people because that's what we should be doing, okay? We have to check on these people who can't handle it because the ones who have not tried to kill themselves are probably in a state of shock. And if you've seen someone who's in shock, it's not good. You can die from being in shock. So we need to help these people. We have to help them, okay? This is why the next day you're not going to see flying cars. You're just not. Yes, they're making flying cars, and yes, I've got videos of people flying cars right now. But you're not going to see them going up and down your street. The military's not going to pull up in a flying car like the Jetsons. So stop posting that stuff. Stop telling people that stuff. Let's tell people the truth. Let's just be honest. That's not how it's going to happen. All right, so people are going to start waking up. Some people are going to be knocking on their neighbors' doors. You're going to have the military. They're going to have to. The military are going to have to knock on everybody's doors. And if someone doesn't answer the door, they're going to kick the door in. They're going to go in. Why? They need to see if someone tried to kill themselves. And if anybody tried and they did not succeed, they've got to get medical attention immediately. So you're going to have several military members. You're probably going to have counselors that are going to be with them. And you're going to have people in the military that are like paramedics and trying to get those people out and save who they can. Anybody who just, they succeeded in whatever they're probably going to be painting X's on the doors or on the windows or something. So the people that need to come pick up bodies know which houses to go into to get the bodies. You follow where I'm going? It's not pretty. So let's just go there and say the way it's got to go. It's not going to be pretty. All right? 2 weeks after this, people will start trying to figure out, okay, this is what's going on. Everybody in my neighborhood's dead but me. Whatever terrible things happen. I always go to the worst. This way, when it doesn't happen that way, I'm like, oh, thank God. So I always go with the worst. Okay? When they're finally coming to their senses, okay, people are going to start wanting to know where to go for help. You're already going to have centers getting set up, ready to go. They're not expecting people the very next day to line up to come get help. Okay, there's probably going to be an 800 number you may have to call. The military may be coming around telling you where to go to get assistance. They're probably going to come around sending food because there's a majority of people who did not go buy a lot of food. All right, they have to feed us because they're going to be cleaning out these grocery stores. Anything that's bad for you, they're going to get rid of it. You're not going to go get more food. Now, you are going to have people that are going to be trying to riot because they riot with anything. You have a hurricane, they're out rioting. They're stealing tennis shoes. They're stealing big screen TVs. You don't have any power. They're stealing big screen TVs. So you're still going to have those type of people that are going to try to do this stuff. Okay? So you are going to have military out walking around. but you're going to have military that are going to be coming to tell you where to go, or maybe they'll have like a truck, they'll pull up and have like somewhere on the street. I don't exactly know how they're going to do it. I guess each place will be a little bit different, but the military will be letting people know where to go get food and water. And they're going to have to give us food and water for a bit, because they're going to know that you're not okay. There's going to be a lot of people not okay. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I'm going to be. All right. I don't know, because there's a lot of things that I haven't seen yet. Even in my visions, I haven't seen it. So I don't know. But I do know that I'll probably snap back faster than a majority. And I know what I need to do. I need to be out helping. And that's what I'm going to do. What you want to do, you'll know, because you'll just do it. You will just do it. You won't even have to think about it. Okay. So we're looking about 2 weeks, people trying to get normal, people trying to figure out, because if we lose, okay, let's just say a small community. Okay. Let's say you lose 100 people. Okay. Maybe you have a city, a small community, you have 5,000 people, maybe you lose 100. Okay. Let's just say. That's 100 people that now are not going to work. That's 100 people that are not delivering the mail. That's 100 people that are not where they used to be. So businesses are not going to jump back up. Walmart's not going to open up immediately, because they may not have enough people to even open up a Walmart. Okay? So don't think that you're going to be able to go shopping. Okay? Maybe you've already got your Q phone. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it comes in the mail, or when we go to the centers, you get handed your phone. I don't know. These answers I don't have. But I do know each of us will have a phone. So it's not like you're going to be able to go shopping. Well, I need to get out of the house. I need to go shopping. You're not going to be able to go shopping, because there might not be anybody to open the store for you to go shopping. All right? So this is why I'm saying, they're telling people, oh, the prices are going to be $19.55. This is probably going to be a gradual drop down till we get to $19.55. So don't just think it's automatically going to be $19.55. It may be 3 months before people start going back to work. But I'm telling you, when I see people post this stuff, and they make it sound like as soon as we go through the fake World War III, after Donald Trump is back, and after we do the elections, man, we're going to be kicking. Prices are going to be $19.55. It's going to be glorious. Everybody's going to be happy. It's not going to go that way. So let's just use common sense. If everything that I'm telling you, think about it for a minute. How many people can handle that? How many people snap back from bad situations? Look at some of these people you work with who have a bad dating relationship. Look how long it takes her or him to snap out of it when someone breaks up with them. How do you think they're going to see when they see bodies on a table like a turkey? You think they're going to snap out of that pretty fast? Probably not. Okay? So let's quit sharing this stuff and making people think that it's going to be beautiful. Because when you do that, you're putting up this illusion that it's going to be beautiful immediately, when it's not. It's not. There's going to be a lot of things we're going to have to deal with. A lot of things that we're going to have to deal with. All right? You're going to have all these homeless people who have no idea what was going on. They didn't get to see the classes that were on there because they don't have TV. So you're going to have people going out there trying to tell them, I know nobody's been on the streets for about a month. We need to get you in. We need to get you fed. We need to help you. You're going to have people going out there to find these homeless people and get them in and slowly wake them up, get them the medical treatment, get them that stuff going, because they need to know. All right? There's so much that's going to go on. You're not going to go the next day and go buy you a house. It's not going to happen. Wherever you are is where you're going to be for probably 6 months. So when you hear people like Juan, or you hear somebody else, I'll even use Phil, who I dislike. If you hear Phil G tell you that it's going to be 6 months before things get back to normal, understand it may be 6 months. So wherever you are is where you're going to be until things get organized. People snap out of it. People have realized, okay, this is now this is the truth. This is the real world. And they're able to start functioning. Okay? 6 months. Do you understand me? 2 weeks probably before you start seeing people go outside and really try to go outside and communicate with people. 6 months before we see businesses trying to open up, people trying to get back to work. Now, that does not mean that you may not have someone who opens up faster. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general, it's going to take about 6 months. Within 2 years, we should be where we need to be. That's when you're going to be seeing the prices at the 1955. That's when people are going to be happy. That's when people are going to be in their front yards playing with the kids and doing the stuff. That's when you're going to see the flying cars. That's when you're going to see a lot of this stuff in the future. Not the day after. Not 2 days after. Definitely not a week after. Okay? It's going to take a couple of months. Up to 6 months. Then to 2 years. Also with the 2 years, the land should be completely healed. All the nutrients that needed to be in there should be fully, and the plants that will grow will be the plants that should have been. These will be the ones with the no GMOs, no frog DNA, no lizard DNA, no whatever the heck they put in there. No more seedless fruits and vegetables, okay? They're supposed to have seeds. You know why they're supposed to have seeds? Because you're supposed to take those seeds and plant them, okay? So all of that non-seedless stuff, apples that stay red for 5 years after you take a bite out of it, all that's going away. The fruits and vegetables that you're going to have will be the way they're supposed to be. And that's going to be almost 2 years for the land to completely heal, be renurtured, and then we're going to live off the land. Now, that does not mean there's not people who own farms that will be growing plants and you'll be going to the farmer's market to go get some fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm talking about in general, okay? In general. You're not going to see Walmart come back. You're not. You're not going to see Home Depot. They do not want big businesses. They're going to want small, family-owned community businesses. I will be so surprised if we have Walmart or Target, somebody still functioning within the 2 years. I will. I'll be shocked. They're going to have humanitarian projects, and within these humanitarian projects, they're going to want people to not work for someone, more or less, but to have their own business. So they're going to help you. Some people don't want to run their own business. Some people don't mind working for other people, and that's fine. I'm going to have my own business selling crystals and herbs. Like, I love this. Things like this. This is an amethyst. Beautiful, beautiful. Things like that. My herbs, sage. I'm going to be doing counseling, spiritual counseling, because I'm not a counselor, but spiritual counseling. I'm going to be doing things like that. So I know what I want to do, and I'm already planning everything out. You need to figure out what it is you need to do. And I may have my stuff up and running maybe before other people, because I already know what I want. I already know as soon as I can, I'm going to be in line working to see about getting my humanitarian project, because what I want to do is going to help people. So I will get going as fast as I can, because that's what I need to do. Get my herbal products out there, because if you're not going to use a med bed, if they say no, you don't need a med bed, you just need light therapy and herbs, I want people to be able to come to me to get their herbal remedies. And that's what I want to do. That's where I want to help people. But not everybody's going to be jumping in. Within the 2 years, people should have already started figuring out, getting their plans together, these humanitarian projects, getting a team to work with you, helping you get to where you want to be. So you're going to have the corner stores again. When I was younger, you would walk down the street and there was a corner store. And when you go in that corner store, you got your groceries, you got necessities like toilet paper or whatever. And it was right there, and the family owned that store. And sometimes they lived above the store, their apartment above it. You're going to go back to that type of stuff. They'll probably do, way I envisioned it is, you'll probably go to your little corner store. And it doesn't mean that everybody who owns a little grocery store is going to do the same thing. But some people may want to sell, let's just say, refrigerators. because products will be made to last, because that's better for the environment than having something that only runs for 20 years and then falls apart, so you have to go get the most updated one. That's going to stop. When they make products, products are going to last. If you buy a refrigerator, it's going to probably outlive you. Cars are going to outlive you. Everything is going to be made to last. So there's not going to be this need to make all of the stuff that we do today. That cuts down on waste and all the stuff that hurts the planet. Because if it lasts forever, you don't need to make millions of the same products, okay? See where I'm going with this? So you're not going to have big stores like you do now that just have miles and miles of different refrigerators, because there's not going to be a need for it. As soon as those products are bought and they're gone, they're not going to be replaced, because the ones that are going to come in are going to last forever. And people are not going to make money if something lasts forever, like a car. You buy a car, well, after everybody in town has a car, the car dealer, he may not be selling as many cars, so he may not make any money. So people may just have catalogs. They may have a few in their store, a few on their parking lot, and you're like, I really need to get I had an old-timey, before the awakening, refrigerator. It just died. I need to get the new style now. So you may have like a display that you look at, get an idea of it, and you probably order it. Then that store may go ahead and get to the manufacturer. They may build it for you, I don't know, or maybe they have a warehouse where they have some. They probably ship it to you or to the store. I think that's how it's going to go. You're not going to walk into a Home Depot or a Lowe's anymore and buy all this stuff, because there's not going to be a big need for it around the 2 years, probably definitely by 4 years. You're going to see it where you're probably going to just get a catalog, or you may order it online to that retail person or the person that makes the stuff. You may even skip the middleman. That's what I see. That cuts down on waste. That cuts down on needing landfills. That cuts down on all kinds of stuff. That definitely changes the way that people work. So if you don't need to make as many cars or refrigerators, you may not be hiring people. That's where they may be using robots, because you don't have to pay them. They're a robot. You may have like a supervisor that runs that, but that's probably what that'll go to. So those types of jobs may disappear. Now, doesn't mean that there may not be humans that do some type of manufacturing, because there's just some things that humans, it's better when you can tell someone made it. Does that make sense? So I'm not saying that manufacturing jobs are going to all go to robots. I'm just saying a lot of jobs and that kind of aspect may go. So there will be a need for smaller stores, and they're going to pop up. I'm not going to say not like it is right now, like with either the Dollar General, Walmart, everywhere you go, you see one every 5 minutes. Not like that. Because some people may not, maybe they want to do more of, well, I'm going to be growing just vegetables, and, I'll sell, stuff for a yard. And maybe they'll offer a few other things. Maybe they'll offer to come cut your yard, or, people are going to come up with what they want to do, but you're going to have like these little neighborhood things, and that's what they want, because they're working for themselves. They're not working for anyone else. This way, the money that they make is their money. Plus, going to a store like that, you're going to have a better experience. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. A better experience, because you're going to be talking one-on-one to this person, because if you don't buy from them, then they don't have a business. So they're going to be really nice to you. They're going to be kind. They're going to help you all the way, and it's going to be better than someone who's on the clock, who's being constantly watched. You're spending too much time with that customer. That customer over there needs you. You're not going to have that type of stuff, because these people are going to be focused on you 100%, because they're going to have the time, the patience, and the caring to want to help you. So that's where these type of things are going to open up. You're not going to have a lot of fast food restaurants, because they're not going to change the ingredients that they use to make the food that they have right now. They'd have to change every aspect of what they use. And a lot of them just aren't going to do it. They're just going to be gone. That's it. And I will be surprised after we go through our 10 days if anybody even tries to open up. Now, it's not to say that some manager will get in there and open up his store because his compassion is, I need to help feed people. You may have some of that where somebody may, let's just use Wendy's, okay? I'm just popping up maybe the manager of Wendy's where you live, he like saw all this stuff and he's like, I need to help feed these military people and people in my neighborhood. He may run and open up the store, be grilling up some hamburgers, frying some fries to get rid of what he has in the store because he knows it's going to go bad and gives it away. I don't know. This is just, you get where I'm going with this? So you may see some of that. But as far as that store being open, it ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So I kind of want people to understand this. So when you see these people posting this stuff, telling you it's going to be beautiful and everything's going to be great and you're not going to be sitting in traffic, they make it sound like it's going to be the very next day. And I want you to understand that this is going to be a gradual pace that we're going to go to. Now, some things are going to happen faster than others, but a majority of stuff is going to be a little bit slower. Now, my thinking is that when the housing market crashes and the houses are just bottomed out, I don't see them going back up to come back down. I think when the housing market crashes, the prices are going to stay. They're going to probably be one of the first things, that and used cars will be one of the first things that will get to the 1950s much faster. I'm going to buy another house. My phone's ringing. Hold on. So I will be buying another house. I'm thinking about moving to Oregon. I have no idea why. And of course it is ringing and it's nobody we want to talk to. So we're just going to put that back down. I'm wanting to go out toward the East Coast. I want to be there where the Pacific Ocean is. I want to be near some mountains because I want to go hiking and camping and do that stuff. Where here in Mississippi, I don't have that. I don't have mountains. I don't. I have to drive all the way up to Tennessee. I just want to live there, somewhere like that. Now, it may not be Oregon. If it is California, it would be the northern part of California. But I want to go over there. I just want to be that way. So I think that's where I'm wanting to go. Now, it does not mean that when all this goes down, because like I said, I'm going to be stuck here for a little bit. So I'll be trying to reach out to people where I want to go and have someone help me try to figure out what's there, what's that, and get that going. But in the meantime, I'm going to be doing what I need to do here. So that's what I said. It's not going to be an immediate thing. It's going to take a little bit. Because let's just say retail. Well, you think some of these retailers are going to be trying to sell houses as soon the day after they see all this stuff on TV? Hell no. No one's going to be doing anything. So as you see these posts, I'm not trying to be mean because these people don't understand. I realize that not everybody gets visions, and I actually realize that not everybody gets the visions I get. Every time I go into somebody's room and I talk about this stuff, they get all mad and upset because they don't understand what I'm seeing. You have to see these pictures. And then when you see the pictures, then you understand the visions that I was shown, why it makes sense. You're going to see things that no human being should have ever seen. Our military, when they go underground and they're saving these children, do know they're not just seeing a bunch of kids sitting in playpens or maybe just in a nice clean cage sitting there, you know, playing cards. They're seeing the most awful stuff that you could imagine. They're seeing awful stuff. Have you ever seen the movie Hostel? If you've ever seen the movie Hostel, kind of tone into that dark, nasty, grody cave kind of stuff. And imagine going in there as being military and picturing that like in a underground thing. Okay. If you've never seen Hostel, just go on here to YouTube, type in trailer for Hostel and look at some of the trailers. That'll be enough for you. That will be enough for you. And understand when you see what happens in that movie, understand what is left. in those undergrounds. So here you are, a 20-year-old kid in the military, told that you're going to see the most god-awful stuff, having to go in there to fight whatever's in there, rescue whomever is alive, and then seeing things that you could not even imagine, okay? They're having a hard time. Our military's having a hard time. Don't think that they're just having a great time. They're not. They're suffering. A lot of these military members are suffering, and they're having to use med beds to help heal the PSD that they're getting from the images that they're having to see. Some of these men may be pulling children out who are so tortured and torn from the abuse that they've gotten, and the kids die in their arms, okay? So just imagine. So there's so much stuff that we're going to learn about that they've already seen. We're not going to experience it because they're not going to send us down there to go see it, but we're going to hear these stories from military. We're going to learn about these things, and we're going to live it through their stories. Does that make sense? So nobody is just going to snap right back to normal and within a couple of days go buy a flying car and go around waving to people all over the place. It's not going to happen that way. And I hope I'm getting through to everybody so you can understand. This was not the video I wanted to make today. I'll probably make another one later on tonight on what I really wanted to talk about. But we're going to leave it at this because I'm absolutely tired of seeing these posts. I want people to know that good is coming. I do. And there is a lot of good coming. But I cannot lie to you and tell you after you watch this stuff on TV that you're going to have a flying car sitting in your driveway and you're going to have $50 million and you're going to buy the home that you always wanted and you're going to live the most wonderful life ever, because that would be very wrong of me to mislead you. You're going to get everything that you should have to survive, and you're going to be happy. You are. You're going to have a wonderful life, but you've got to go through the rest of this before you get there. And you've got to be strong. You've got to have your heart in the right place. You've got to have the strength that you've never, ever thought you had, because you're going to see things and you're going to hear things that you would never, ever imagine. Never. You're going to have to help your kids through this stuff, because your kids are going to learn about a lot of this stuff. Now, they're going to try to be really careful to make sure that the small children do not hear or see a lot of these images. But you're always going to have somebody who's either going to have their child sitting with them or talking about it in front of their small children. I don't know. Just be careful. Make sure that when you're talking about this stuff, you're not talking with it with small children. Okay? So nobody the next day is going to be doing that, because I've already told you the images that you're possibly going to see, because they're already on the internet. I've got the pictures. Please find me on Telegram. Please find me on Telegram. I'm going to put my Telegram ID on there. I'm going to put my email. So if you can't get to me through Telegram, email me, and then I'll send you the link through my email to my Telegram channel. If you want to see these pictures, because you just got to know what I'm talking about, then please, I'll private message them to you. Or if you want me to email it to you, I'll try to email it to you. It's not that I want everybody to see these pictures because I want you to have nightmares. I want you to understand what you are going to see, what you are going to learn. You're going to learn how bad religion is. You're going to learn it. You're going to learn how bad schools have been, how bad the medicines, the doctors, how the doctors are just a bunch of idiots. You're going to learn all this stuff. Are you ready to handle what you're about to learn? Because that's what you need to be doing here. You need to understand this. So when you see these people posting this stuff, don't read it and think, wow, I can't wait for this. Yes, that's how I am too. I can't wait for it. But I know what I've got to be prepared for. And that's the job that was given to me by the energy source, to get you ready for that. Not what we're going through right now, what we're getting ready to go through. And not everybody is going to be able to handle it. Like I said, you may have people in your family that are in the military that have been having to deal with this. They may try to talk to you about it. I don't know. You're going to hear stories. You're going to see things that you never thought, ever thought that you would ever see. Did you know there was a movie called Henna in a Box? If you've never seen that one, look at the YouTube trailer for it and then see if you can find it and rent that one. That's a real thing. There are people who want that. So you get young children, young girls, and they take their arms and their legs off, and all they are is a torso. They're a doll. They call them the living dolls. I didn't realize that was a real thing until I saw the pictures. These are the types of things that you're going to learn about. And you're not going to like it. It's going to disturb you. You're going to have to heal. You're going to have to pray. And you're going to think that there's no God because of all these terrible things. And let me tell you, everything that has happened, somebody made a choice. And God gave you the freedom to make choices. He has asked you to make the right choices. Not everybody has done that. Now, there have been things that have been done to us on purpose to numb us so we wouldn't see what was going on, the veil over our faces. That's been done with fluoride. That's been done with some of the chemicals that's been put in foods. That's been done with the crap that they put on TV, make us watch, the songs that they sing, the outfits that they wear, even some of the cartoons that we've watched. We've been conditioned. But deep within all of this, you still had choices. And some people made the wrong choices. That is why it happened. Not because God made it happen. Not because God wanted it to happen. Because people made the choice to make it happen. Now it is time for everyone to pay their dues for all of the bad choices that they made. He sent Jesus here to teach us. Jesus tried. His apostles wrote stories. They tried. Well, man went in, changed some of these stories up, took out certain books, changed this, changed that, hid a lot of it, made a Bible, and people believe in this Bible. Now, I'm not saying don't believe in your Bible. I'm not saying don't read your Bible. Just know that that's not complete. The complete Bible is coming. There are already people working on it. And the Bible that you have, let me do this because it's actually sitting on my Bible. Let me show you. Just a second. Okay. This is one Bible. I have several. This is a movie that's in there. I'll take that out. This is my Bible. Okay? This is pretty thick. I've got 5 different Bibles. I have one that was my great-grandmother's. Okay? This is just one Bible. Okay? The new Bible that we're going to have is probably going to be 3 or 4 of these. So you're looking at like this, probably. Okay? That's how much was taken out of this book. So you can read this book. You can make it where you live by it. It makes you feel good. But do know that it is incomplete. It's not a lie. It's incomplete. And the wording has been changed in there. So not everything that is in there is exactly the way that the person wrote it to be. And the meanings may have changed a little bit. That's something else that a lot of these people who want to throw the Bible at me constantly tell me. They call me a witch. They call me a Satanist. They call me a heretic. I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. I believe in God. I do. I believe that Jesus was here. I believe he tried to save us. I wish I could meet him back when he was alive and see him doing the miracles and talking with people and interacting. I really do. But I'm not going to lie to you. And Jesus didn't lie to the people back then. I don't know what Jesus actually told people, but I'm sure he was blunt and he was honest. This is why he got mad a few times, because he probably had a lot of passion to what he was doing, because he needed the people to understand. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you. You need to understand. Everything you think you know is a lie. Some parts of it are true, yes. What you felt was true. What you felt was real. But the life that you're living is completely a matrix, because you were not giving the choices. Let's say you have these 3 choices here. 1, 2, and 3. 3 things, right? But what if you want number 4? Well, they say you can't have that one because that's not one of the choices I'm offering you. So then you're not completely getting all of the options to make the right decisions in your life. So you do the best you can with what you got. So give yourself some credit, please. But I want you to understand, when I say this, it does not mean that God allowed this to happen, because God has sent his son Jesus. God woke people up earlier. There are some people who have always been awake and tried to tell people, and no one listened to them. These people were locked up, put in insane asylums. They were made fun of. Some of these people were even murdered. And this can go on throughout history. You can go back and start listening to some of these people. Okay? This is why. No one wanted to hear what they had to say. And the bad guys didn't want what they had to say to be heard. So this is why you didn't hear it. This is like Facebook. Facebook won't play a lot of this stuff because they don't want you to hear it. Doesn't mean that it's not being told. Just means that you're not allowed to hear it. And unless you get off of Facebook and go somewhere else, you're not going to hear it. But you didn't know that because you stayed with Facebook. It's choices. Everybody has choices. You make your own choices, and you have to live by the choices that you made. And like I said, you're doing the best you can. I understand that. But God has had enough of this stuff, and it is done. It is over. It's getting cleaned. Now you will have an abundance of choices to make, and you will have no one to blame for anything in your life but yourself. So if you constantly want to make bad choices, you're going to get in trouble. You're not going to get free rides. You're not going to get, a pat on the back or anything like that. You continue to make bad choices, and that's the life you want to live, then you are going to face the consequences, because we're not going to go through this again. We're not going to have this again. And I say this because we, the people of this world that are here, we're going to set the pace and the tone for the way it's going to be in the future. And if you don't like what you're living through right now, then you are going to make sure that it never happens again. And that's what you're going to tell yourself when you look at these images, when you hear these stories. You're going to say, I am personally making this my life's mission to make sure this never happens again. And that's what you're going to do. That's why he woke you up. That's your main job. That's my main job, to make sure that you're awake, you understand what you're about to see, get you ready for it, and help you see what your life mission is. Now, you're going to have other things you're going to do in your life, but that is going to be your mission. When you wake up, you never, ever want anyone to go through what we're going through today. And if you think, well, I'm having a wonderful life. I make a lot of money. I have a nice home. I have nice friends. I have all this money. You probably think you're sheltered. Guess what? It's a lie. It's a lie. Okay, your life is a lie. You're about to hit reality. We're all about to hit it. And I'm going to tell you, if you are not with God the Father, and you don't have that personal relationship with him, you are going to lose your mind. Because I'm telling you, this stuff, you're going to see. You're not going to believe it. You're not. And I try really hard to tell people things and to show things. The one thing I will not put on my Telegram channel is any pictures of mutilated children or mutilated animals. I don't like it. It's too disturbing. But I tell people what I've seen, what's out there, and if they want to see it, they know to private message me and I'll send it to them. I'm just not going to put it out there like that. I do have a heart and I do have compassion for people's feelings. But you need to understand. You have to understand what's out there, because you're going to see it through the TV. And that one I can't control. Whatever the military wants you to see, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to see some things. And it may not be just all in that 10 days. It may be gradually more things and more things you get to see. Like I had heard one time that they're going to do something like a pay-per-view for the executions, because not everybody wants to see it, but there are plenty of people who want to see it because they just have to know that there's closure and have to see it, and that's fine. So you may have things like that throughout the 2 years. But just know you're going to learn about things that you could never imagine. And when I tell you, people are not going to be able to handle some of this stuff. They're not. So please, when you're telling people about NESARA and you're telling them the prices are going to be $19.55 and we're going to have gold back money and everything's going to be rosy and there's not going to be any crime and everything's going to be great and people are going to be happy, tell them that. But tell them we got to go through hell first. Tell them that we have got to pull ourselves out of the depth of hell before we get there. And then, and only then, will we appreciate what will be given to us. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't appreciate what you're going to have unless you lose everything. And that's even your friggin' mind. Even your freaking mind. You're going to lose your mind. Some days I think I've lost mine. So know that. I'm telling you this because I love you. And because I care about you. And people don't hear that enough from strangers. There are so many bad people out there in this world. So many people you just wish that you didn't run across. But there are good people. And the good people need to know that you are loved, you are appreciated, and you are special. And you don't ever think that you're not. Everything you're going through is going to be okay. We're all going through some terrible things. You hang in there. You know that everything's going to be all right. You just got a little bit more stuff you got to go through. But God knows that you're strong enough to handle it. And if you're able to prepare someone else to handle what we're getting ready to go through, then please do so. Do what you have to do. If you have to just sit down and talk to people or share this video. A lot of people don't like how blunt and honest I am, and I'm just doing it. We've got to see this stuff. We've got to go through this. It is going to be like world annihilation. That's just how bad it is. And we're going to climb up out the rocks and the dirt. We're going to come back up for a breath of fresh air. And we're going to rebuild it. We're going to rebuild our lives. We're going to rebuild our faith. We're going to rebuild the streets. We're going to rebuild everything. And it's going to be better. It's going to be in the light of God, not the devil anymore. Not these cabal people, not these evil Satanists who just live off the negative energy that they produce. They do these things so you're all the time stressed and angry and upset, and you send out this lush, this loosh or whatever they call it. And they feed off of it. Literally, they feed off of it. Everybody's been around one of these people, trust me. So when I tell you this, know that it's not going to be built off of anything negative. Everything's going to be beautiful. Everything is going to be built to last. It's going to be environmentally safe. And it's not going to cost you $1 million. Okay? It's not going to be built with child labor. You're not going to have to worry about going and get a couple of kangaroos, an ox, and a duck to help you build it. All right? They've got this under control. The military has got this under control. And there will be people that will be working with military contractors to get things rebuilt and done. And it will be done out of love and caring and compassion. So when you go into these places, that's all you're going to feel is love. You're not going to feel, ooh, this place feels nasty. What happened in here? Someone died? You're not going to feel that anymore. Because everything that people build will be built with love. And that's why it's going to last. And that's why it's going to be beautiful. There's going to be so much love in the air everywhere. It's going to feel like you're constantly being hugged by God himself. But in order to get there, we have got to go through this next terrible, awful, short phase. So please, when you see these posts, don't just send them and spread them to everybody else so people think that after what happens, that immediately starts, because that's not how it's going to work. And there's not enough people telling you that. There's not enough people telling you that, and it pissed me off. So stop it. If you're the one doing it, stop it. Tell people the truth. I know it's ugly, it's disgusting, and it's horrible, but they need to know the truth. And I hope to God it's not as bad as I'm saying it is. I really do. I hope I'm just a tad bit wrong on this. But I am telling you, when people learn about women that are actually men, and learning about what we've been eating in our foods, what they've been putting in our foods, everything, when they learn everything, the next day, they're not going to get up and go to work. They're not. So stop lying to people. Stop leading people to believe that they got all these XRPs and they're going to be buying shit. Because there's some people that are only watching the XRPs and the money. That's the only thing they're focusing on. You got some people that are just focusing on the voting and the politicians and that stuff. They're just focused on that. They don't know too much about XRPs. They don't really give a shit. They're just focused on that. Then you got some people that are focusing on the religion and all that stuff and the child stuff. But they don't know about this, or this. I'm trying to learn about everything. That's why I have a big, rounder look at it. And all these people that are just focused on one or two things, they think that, because like with XRP, they think, wow, it's going to blow up and I'm going to be rich, I'm going to have all this money. But they don't realize that they're not going to be able to spend it. Nobody's going to be taking it. They may have it, but it's going to be a bit before they're able to go shopping and buy stuff. See where I'm going with this? So why are you trying to be rich and famous and have all this stuff when it might be 6 months before you're even able to spend the first rainbow currency? I'm not saying that things are not going to open up and they're going to try to slowly get people to move. That's for the ones that are already able to handle this. They're going to be moving faster than others. And they may open up a store. They may do this. They may do that. But I'm talking about in general all over the world. Not everybody is going to be at that pace. Not everybody's going to be there. They're going to be slower getting to that point. So when you tell people all these beautiful stories that we know that's how it's going to be, they got to understand how slow it's going to take to get there. So yes, I'm hearing med beds will be out immediate. Yeah, because there's going to be people that need them immediately. All right. If there's anything that you want me to elaborate on or go in a little bit deeper, either email me or find me on Telegram, join my Telegram channel, private message me there. I do try to go a little bit deeper there than I do anywhere else. And for those of you who are on Telegram, you pretty much hear me talk about this a lot. I'm going to continue to talk about it because the clock is ticking. And I did make a video where I talked about a book about the Anunnaki. And I'm just going to talk about it briefly here. There was a book that was written in 2010 that the Anunnaki are coming back. You don't have to believe in the Anunnaki or not. I'm just telling you this. They're coming back. They're supposed to be back here by November 30th. That's just a Wednesday. So something is going to happen from today till about the end of November. And then going into the 1st of December, something really happens. Okay? That's from that book that was written in 2010, which is kind of following what people that are following the money and the politics and what's going on with the nuclear stuff are saying too. So that's not a coincidence. So that's why I'm saying it's happening here very soon. So you need to be prepared. You need to be ready. You need to be ready spiritually, have that personal relationship with God our Father, the energy source. Get yourself prepared. Get ready, because I'm telling you what you're about to learn. You have no idea. I don't even know everything. And that's what this video is about. So as you see those posts, yes, that's how it's going to be, but we've got something else we got to go through first, and that's what no one wants to talk about. So if you need me to elaborate more, I will. If you would like me to read your cards and see anything that may help you, reach out to me and we'll do a card reading. I do charge for my card readings, but I'm not charging $250. So that, I don't do that. That's wrong. But I do charge for my card readings. I'm either going to use the Vimo account or my Cash App account. I have taken it on my Square app. So if you don't have any of those and you have a credit card and you're like, I trust you, you can just give me your card number, I'll type it in, then I'll send you a receipt. I'm not after to steal anybody's money. I'm not. That's ridiculous. That's for other people like Phil, who likes to take people's money and go on multiple vacations and buy diamond rings for his girlfriend and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not that way. Not going to do it. I know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be just fine. I'm going to be happy, and you're going to be happy too. But if you would like me to read your cards or something like that, reach out to me and I will do that. I will continue to do that till we shut down. So don't hesitate. We can either do it right when you message me, or we may have to schedule. That's fine. That's not a problem. All right, so I'm going to cut this short. I do want to make a video a little bit later about something totally different, so I will be back with another video. All right, y'all have a great time, a great day. Think about what I said. Don't get in arguments with people over this. Don't fight with people. Just know in your heart that there's something else that we've got to go through before we get there, okay? I just want y'all to understand that, because I'm really, really, really adamant that people understand that we're about to go through something that you cannot imagine before we get there. All right. See y'all in a little bit. Okay. Bye.